Hi everyone, I'm Paddy Donnelly and I'm delighted to be one of the illustrators of a World Book Day book this year. And the book I am illustrating is The Big Bang. It's a story by Rose Ayling-Ellis and it's written by Katie Blackburn and illustrated by me. And I have written and illustrated many different picture books, including The Golden Hare, which is a story all about the magic of nature, and it's based on this real natural phenomenon, this real golden hare from Ireland. And this is a perfect story for anyone who likes nature and animals and magical creatures and things. So this is one that will be a really fun exploration of the natural world and kind of using your imaginations a little bit. So yeah, that's one I've written and illustrated myself. Another one which I've written and illustrated is Fox and Son Tailors. And this one here is set in a world where the animals have no tails. So tails just don't exist. But the foxes are very clever animals and they invented tails. And a father and his son, they sell the tails in a little shop called Fox and Son Tailors. And this book was actually one of the World Book Day books last year, which is really exciting. And since then, I have written a sequel and it's upside down, it's called Badger Books. And in this one, there's a bookshop next door to the tailor shop. And the little fox Rory goes into the bookshop to ask this particularly grumpy badger for a book. And this book does not exist yet. And this is a story all about creativity and storytelling and working together, and it has the same characters as Fox and Son Tailors. So if you like Fox and Son Tailors, I think you'll really like this one. So that's a little introduction to some of my books. I'm really excited to have worked on The Big Bang, which comes out this year. So I really hope you enjoy it this World Book Day. And happy reading, everyone. Bye. My favorite place to read, I like to read kind of anywhere. I like to read in bed. I like to read sitting on the couch. I like to read outside. But when I really like to read is usually when I'm traveling. If I'm on a train or if I'm on a plane and I can't do anything else, that's when I find I really dive into a book and don't get distracted by everything else going on. My tip for reading is to do your reading first thing in the morning when you open your eyes. So I find it sometimes difficult whenever it's at the end of a busy day and I go to sit down and read a book. I find that I start to fall asleep after like one paragraph because I'm just so tired from all the other stuff. But first thing in the morning, you should be wide awake and you're so well rested that it's really good. It's a really good time to start a new book or to pick up where you left off, and your mind is fresh, and it's a really good time to read a book. So what I would do is the night before, think about what type of book your future self would want to read, and you set that book ready beside your bed, and whenever you wake up and you open your eyes and you immediately pick that book up and start diving into it, and your mind is so fresh and has had nothing else to distract it because you haven't done anything yet, and you just start reading. And I find it's a really different reading experience to read in the morning before you do anything else. And I think sometimes whenever you're doing other stuff during the day, you start to think back on all of those amazing adventures and things that you started the day off with, and it can put you in a really good mood. So yeah, my tip is to read first thing in the morning before you do anything else. What I would like to read more of is your stories. So I think like children have the most amazing imaginations, and you can tap into this story creation mode far easier than grown-ups can. And I think you come up with the best stories and you're not limited by any rules whatsoever. And you can dream up stories about giant elephants with spider legs and traveling through outer space and things. You can do that so easily, and I'm really jealous of that. But I would love to read more of your stories. So if you write one of your stories and you make a little book and you draw all of the drawings inside, I would get your grown-up to send it to the people at World Book Day, and maybe they can share it, and then I can get to see some of the amazing drawings you've done, and read your stories. So yeah, if there's anything I want to read more of, it's more stories created by young people who just have this amazing imagination and storytelling muscle that they're able to use really easily, because it takes me a while sometimes to warm up my creative muscles, and sometimes I work really hard on a problem, but I think kids are the best storytellers out there. So I would love to read more of your stories. Hi everyone, I'm Paddy Donnelly, and I am the illustrator of The Big Bang, which is one of the £1, €1.50 books for World Book Day 2026. And here are my 5 recommended books for what to read next. The first one is A Little Birdie Told Me by Tarsila Cruz. And this is a story all about a birthday party that is happening, and it's for someone very, very special. And all along the way, these birds are bringing something new to the party, and you're going to learn a lot of different bird names along the way. So really great book by the amazing Tarsila Cruz. The next one is a book by myself. This is Ava and the Acorn, which is written by Lou Fraser, and I did the illustrations. And it's about a little girl and her grandfather, and they live beside this oak tree, which is really special to them. And this oak tree, they have a swing on it, and the grandfather uses it to teach Ava all about the circle of life and everything. And I got to do some really lovely illustrations in all 4 seasons. So definitely a good one if you like learning about nature. The next one involves a monster. It's called I'm Gonna Eat a Monster, and it's by Kyle Tudor and illustrated by Scott Wilson. And this one involves this little bunny here who is off to eat a monster, and this wolf thinks that's a bit suspicious and goes along, follows this bunny to see if really he is going to eat a monster or not. Really funny, and you'll definitely love the ending. The next one has a very important message, which is don't trust fish. I mean, why would you trust fish? They're very untrustworthy. And this story is quite hilarious. It's by Neil Sharpson and illustrated by Dan Santat, and involves a lot of very untrustworthy fish. Very good. I would highly recommend it. And my last one is a classic book, which is Richard Scarry's Busy, Busy Town. And this sort of story is what I read as a kid and inspires me an awful lot when I come to make my own stories, which involve lots of different animal characters with their own little shops and everything. And you can see all of these different characters doing lots of really fun things in this little town. It's well worth checking out. So those are my 5 recommendations, and I really hope you enjoyed them. Happy reading.